We're down here today to support the campaign to free Bradley Manning, be supportive of him. I mean, he's the whistleblower. He's blowing the whistle on war crimes. He shouldn't be the one who's getting prosecuted for it. He should be a hero, and we're here to support him as the hero that he is, and to support those who blow the whistle on war crimes.
Veterans for Peace considers Bradley Manning to be a hero because if he did what the Army has accused him of doing, he's following his responsibility to defend the Constitution. Even the Uniform Code of Military Justice requires soldiers to report war crimes or evidence of war crimes. And this is what he's done. He's released a video called Collateral Murder. That's what he's charged with. This video has now been seen on YouTube by 7.5 million people around the world. And what it shows is U.S. soldiers shooting unarmed Iraqi civilians from an Apache helicopter, including 2 Reuters journalists. If that weren't bad enough, we talked to some of the people who were in that unit, Josh Steiber and Ethan McCord. You can find their testimony online as well. And they say, well, you know, that might have looked pretty bad, but that's what we did every day. This is not like an unusual day at work. This is routine, that the routine operations of the U.S. military in Iraq and Afghanistan involve killing unarmed civilians every single day. These are war crimes. That's largely what's revealed by the Afghan war diaries as well, which Bradley Manning has not been accused yet of releasing those 90,000 documents to WikiLeaks, but he is considered a person of interest. Those documents, those war diaries, show not only the systematic war crimes, systematic covering up of the killing of civilians, but they also show that the Taliban in Afghanistan has gained in strength every single year that the U.S. has been in that country. It's about 9 years now. And so the Taliban is gaining in strength and influence as a direct result of the U.S. occupation. So those who are concerned about reducing the Taliban's influence, the best thing they could possibly do would be withdraw all the U.S. troops from Afghanistan as soon as possible. And I might add that another reason we're here at Fort Lewis today is we're concerned about the young GIs and their families who are being asked to go back repeatedly on multiple deployments to Iraq and Afghanistan to fight wars that are, first of all, unwinnable, and second of all, wars against an entire population of people. This is putting our GIs in a totally impossible position, and we think they all should be brought home as soon as possible from both Iraq and Afghanistan, and once they get home, they should be taken care of, because they and their families have suffered way too much, and they'll be suffering for many years to come as a direct result of being forced into an unwinnable war, and a war that is punctuated on a daily basis by systematic war crimes.
Well, it's important to me that people who know the truth speak out and tell the truth, especially to everyone in this country. Our media is very narrow in its coverage. There's got to be more than 3 stories in the whole world every day that seems like all the mainstream media carries that. And someone who tells the truth about what war is like and who is willing to tell the truth about what war is really like, we need to hear that, and American people need to hear that.
Bradley Manning is about the truth. He stood up and released these videos and exposed the truth. And that's all he's done. He's never harmed a person. He's just stood for the truth. Free him now and bring all the U.S. troops home from Iraq and Afghanistan and other places they might be.
As soon as that video was released, a lot of people saw it and they were appalled. We were contacted by many people who've never been to an anti-war demonstration, never spoken out against the war. They might have had questions about it. Once they saw that video, they were shocked. And once they heard about Bradley Manning being arrested and charged with leaking that video, they came to his defense. And so it's an international campaign. Within days of Bradley Manning's arrest, a bunch of websites sprung up to support him. And now most people have gravitated to bradleymanning.org. large effort, Bradley Manning Support Network, come together really quite spontaneously, and people from many countries around the world are involved. Our Facebook page, Save Bradley, it's all one word, Save Bradley, now has over 11,000 supporters. We were able, in a matter of 2 or 3 weeks, to raise over $50,000 in small donations for the Bradley Manning Defense Fund. So this is a very big campaign already, and once Bradley Manning is actually court-martialed, which may happen probably next spring, then we expect the campaign will be even larger as the publicity of his court-martial alerts even more people to this it's a real moral play, kind of, you know. Some people consider Bradley Manning to be a traitor. He shouldn't be jeopardizing our troops and jeopardizing the security of the United States. But I think an equal number of people, perhaps more now, see that he's done the right thing. He's like the boy. You know, we all knew that things weren't right in Afghanistan. Things weren't right with the U.S. occupation of Afghanistan. But now we have somebody who's like come forward like the boy who said the emperor had no clothes. And he's taken a singular act of courage, putting himself at great risk for over, the charges he's facing right now could put him away for over 50 years. In order to do his responsibility, he believes that the public has the right to know. And Veterans for Peace at its national convention in August awarded him the Courage of Conscience Award, and we're going to keep on fighting for him to be free as long as until he is. He has our support.
We're here to support Bradley Manning, a whistleblower that shows what our military is really up to.
There's been a fair amount of coverage early on. You can find articles in Washington Post, New York Times, CNN, and quite a bit of coverage. But after he was first arrested, and there were also a number of questionable articles in the New York Times and other places, kind of impugning him and using rumors to cast aspersions on his motivations, undermine him. But so far in the last couple of months have been pretty dead silent. He hasn't been in the news. There haven't been any really new developments in his case, except that he has now hired a civilian attorney, and he will be mounting a significant defense. He's had people like Daniel Ellsberg and Colonel Ann Wright and ex-CIA agent Ray McGovern and Michael Moore all coming out publicly defending him, and I think he'll have a very, very spirited public debate about this, and hopefully not only will we eventually be able to win Bradley Manning's freedom, but also put the final nails in the coffin of these unwinnable and illegal wars and occupations in Iraq and Afghanistan.
We have been standing here at this bridge asking for peace for a long time, and I hope that one of these days we will succeed.